Swag. The Kevin Jack Show. The Kevin Jack Show. The Kevin Jack Show. Yeah, the Kevin Jack Show.
No, you're not being trolled. You did not read that wrong. This is not clickbait. This is for real. I have been banned on TikTok. The Kevin Jack Show no longer exists on TikTok. They gave me the boot after bringing that platform over 110 million views. They said, bye-bye. See ya when I see ya. And that's where we are at. Now, to take you through this story, I got to go back a little bit and let you guys know the Kevin Jack Show initially started off in 2019, and it was on Facebook. We moved to YouTube for a short while, and then we made the jump to short form and went to TikTok. We put all our efforts and energy into TikTok, which was probably mistake number one, and I now realize that, but we did, and so I gotta own it. We saw a tremendous amount of success, so much so it gave me the idea to start the Hype Jack Network, which I'll tell you about at the end of this whole conversation. So I had no issues on TikTok until March of this year. I had no violations, no strikes, nothing at all. And if you are new to the channel, you're new to the space, you're new to me, the Kevin Jack Show as it existed on TikTok was news, sports, and non-biased commentary on popular culture. Specifically, we didn't cuss on the platform. We didn't have any type of references to sexual content of any manner, of any sort. If a story even contained the word, we avoided it. A lot of stories we didn't give any coverage based on the fact that we wanted to stay in compliance with TikTok's guidelines. There are certain words you can't even say. And we did that. I only started getting mass reported on TikTok in March of this year. In March of this year, I did a story on Andrew Tate. All I did was report how his legal standing was. It didn't give an opinion for or against him. It just stated pure facts, and that was it. That was enough to get that video pulled down and get a community guidelines violation, which they said would last for 90 days. I said, okay, I can't even mention certain people or individuals. Now, I used to think that Andrew Tate was crazy. I used to think that he was very crazy. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say I did not have any trouble on my platform until I merely mentioned the name Andrew Tate. That's it. That's all it was. They gave me a strike, said it would hold on my account for 90 days. Now, I always have trolls who, if I report on something and they don't like my take on it, they'll try to mass report. And we received a lot of that. Specifically, every time we would condemn violence in the young rap community. So if there was a teenager that was involved in some type of violence, I would report the story and then immediately condemn the violence at the end of the story. And guess what? Even still, people would mass report. They would mass report. So I dealt with that months and months. I made sure that the stories I was selecting were not controversial, which if you're going to be non-biased, if you're going to give out information, you need to give out the information. You shouldn't be cherry picking the information. But to stay in compliance, we did this. We did it. But still, there were certain topics that when we covered, we got a lot of pushback from. Specifically, If I ever condemned violence in a video, it was immediately mass reported. So if I said X rapper was shot and we need to stop this, I would immediately be reported. Immediately. Just like that. By saying violence is bad, bots, I don't know, they would go mass report that video. Now, if I just gave the information and said that X rapper was shot, that's good. But as soon as I started giving my opinion on stopping the violence, the mass reporting went up. So then we fast forward. And it's been under a month, I get my second violation. And, I gotta look up the actual story. I want to play it here because it's just ridiculous. And I don't know how it even, I don't know. But basically, on June the 20th, I did a story on rapper Lil Tutta. And I said he was shot and killed in Chicago. I posted a screen grab from one of his social media accounts. Immediately, they pulled the video down. Remember, I condemned it all. I said, hey, we got to do better. We got to do X, Y, and Z. I condemned everything. And guess what? As my man Tate would say, the Matrix ripped it down. Me, an elder, saying, hey, we got to stop the shooting. We got to stop the violence. They pulled that video down. So I went to appeal. Now, this fell basically 2 days outside of the 90 days that they had already given me a strike for just mentioning the name Andrew Tate. I did not give a take on Tate. I just said, here's his legal standing. Here's what he's facing. That's it. That's all. So that expired. So they didn't give me a strike for reporting that Lil Tutta was murdered and then condemning the violence. Once I said, hey, this is wrong. This has got to stop. Gang violence has got to stop. Guess what? You're banned. You're banned. We're going to pull the video down. So they pull the video down. I appeal it. They pull it down. I appeal it. I appeal it. There's no way a human read my response. It was a page-long response on what I do, which is news updates, sports updates, and I provide positive commentary. Again, not once, not ever, to secure any one of those 110 million views did I ever use profanity or let it be used on my platform at all. Never once. It was a show that you could watch if you were 5 or 85 and it would make sense. And that's the way that we created the show. That's what we wanted to do. When Five and I talked about the Kevin Jack Show and how we wanted it to be presented, I wanted it to be so that a kid who's interested in rap can watch it with their parent and feel good about it. And the parent will feel the same way. That it's giving you news and information, and my takes are only controversial if your social and moral compass is off. If you think violence is good, then maybe you will report my show. But it was a show to uplift, to provide positive insight and commentary on the things that are going on in the world. The Lil Tutta was basically it going downhill. The mass reports went up. It went up. The more trolls came, the more I'm getting messages, we're going to get you banned. This is what we were dealing with there. And so it kept going. So much so that I started to post a little bit less. And then I would do my selection in saying, hey, let's do a story about science innovation, technology innovation, something to break the monotony of covering rap legal issues and, you know, different things that are going on within the space of hip hop. And of course, if you've been following, you know, we've covered the YSL trial, we've been covering the Melly trial, all of that. And so we wanted to step back and give some medicine inside the candy. And so for every 2 YMW Melly posts that I know people are going to gravitate to because it's pop culture, it's interesting, it's now, I would then put in something about an advancement in technology so that we're reaching more people than just the space that we're in. I do this for maybe 2 weeks. Seems like the strategy is working. And on Thursday, this past Thursday, 2 days ago, I log into the account. It says, I'm banned. I need to download my data. And that was that. I reached out to my agency. I let them know about it. They said, okay, it'll take 24 to 48 hours. They know what I do. This morning, my agency contacts me, says they are saying the ban is valid. How is the ban valid? How is it valid is what I want to know. You can't get no one to respond to you. You can't get anyone to pick up a phone. There's no phone numbers for TikTok. So at this point, I've exhausted all of the means I can. That account is good as gone, but it don't stop. We're not going to stop on the account of that. They can keep the views, but we're going to bring a long form style, a long form show here. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to tell you that I'm back. They can't ban Jack. We got to bring back Jack merch coming soon. We got it coming soon. But I think it's ridiculous because, and I'm only going to stay on this for a minute. I think it's ridiculous for the simple fact that on TikTok, people are showing their whole butt on the platform. You got people in skimpy stuff. You got people cussing. You got people saying slurs. You got all types of craziness. And you come and mass report and ban me for keeping a positive outlook, spreading a positive message. I don't get it. I just don't. But we are going to keep it moving. The Kevin Jack Show, we going to diversify. We're going to have it on Spotify and all the other places where you can get your podcast. I'm going to take your advice so that this doesn't happen again because it's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. I saw on TikTok, I saw a whole lady who's just, the whole thing she does is just sit in front of the camera. The camera is pointed at a certain part of her body and she just covers it up. And the more people the more she acts like she's going to uncover it. How does that not get banned? I saw a whole robbery on TikTok. It didn't get banned. But when someone condemns that same robbery, you're banned. Bye-bye. I don't get it. But we back. They can't keep me down, is what I wanted to say. Now, I need y'all to help me out. Run up the likes, run up the subscriptions. We back here. I know I've been gone for a minute, but I need y'all to run it up for me. Share this video if you can. In the comments, get back in there. Bring back Jack. Get that going for me. I appreciate it. As I always say, if you think you've heard it all, you don't know Jack. The Hype Jack channel is coming soon. It's going to feature all of the shows we've been working on under one roof, under one platform. But they can't ban me forever. I'm here. I'm going to be around. That's it. I'm out.
Swag. The Kevin Jack Show. The Kevin Jack Show. The Kevin Jack Show. Yeah, the Kevin Jack